double check here real quick and see. I think I'm going. As you can see, I've already started a little bit. I forgot I wasn't recording yet. I was going to do recording and then turn around and edit. Looking for a good editor, and there ain't much out there that I can see yet. A good editor. Okay, so I want to make sure I had sound. But yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to find some good software to use. So I'll end up just uploading the previous vid. Let me go ahead and pause this for a quick second. Get you up here. Camera. Where's my camera? Right there. Go ahead. Close it for a sec. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now go ahead and move that up there out the way. So, as I was saying, started the build and did that on a recorded scene, not live. I was gonna edit it down, but I gotta find better software to be able to do that. So it's gonna take me a few bits. So until then, I went ahead and, as I said in that video, you'll see when I get it uploaded, I got the axles built. Bag A is the front axle. Bag B is the rear axle, but I'm doing four-wheel steer, so I've got two front axles. So I built those up. They're ready to go. For the most part, I still got a few things to put on them, but I'm waiting for a few things to come in from H-Tech. A couple of the ball clamp or the hydro ham clamps, ram clamps, and a few other things to throw on there to finish it up. Another one, I can't remember what it is. They're making the links for the plastic ram links. They've got a small link that you use with the Vanquish rod ends. The metal rod ends to build that up. So I've got those coming. So I figured, okay, I'll get into bag C and start the tranny build here, and I got a little bit into it. Was on the phone and kind of got started and went, oh yeah, I better start the video, and I'm gonna go live just because I'm not averse to doing a live. It didn't take me. The last video was an hour and 55 minutes, so it's not like it was short or anything. So anywho, I figured I'd get into this and start building, but I'm at the point, got the motor plate assembled, all done up. Let me see if I can move this up just a smidge. Oh yeah, that's about right. That's about right. So I got the motor plate assembled, bearing in the stems. There. Really didn't crank those down, but that's all right. They'll be okay. I can always crank them a little bit if I have to. So I'm at the point now where I'm ready to add the motor. I was getting ready to open the box. I went, oh yeah, video. So let's get this going here. Which is which. here. I decided to go. Well, I see a lot of people using the Fusion Pro. Seen a few other, revolvers or outrunners of one sort or another, mostly Homes, but a few other brands here and there. I decided to stick with Hobby Wing for this build, but I went with the brand new Axe R3 ESC in the 2800 kV motor. I originally put my order in for the 33, and then as I was looking a little bit after that, minutes after that, I realized that the 3300 was too big and wasn't going to fit without making some mods, and I didn't want to go that far. So I canceled that order real quick, and then turned around and ordered the 2800 combo. I have to do some soldering here. So, you're really saying on orientation, just however it goes in and fits, I guess. So let me put a little bit. Let me see. Trays over there. Hopefully, orientation here really don't matter at all. Yeah, that ain't gonna work there. Take a look here. Kind of hard to see. So if I put it so it's just clocked at the side, I don't want to drop it right out the bottom. I go one more. That might be a little too much. Yeah, it's hanging down. So let me put it in those two. Just a little bit of thread locking these two screw holes. And get these in here. Just a light snug for a moment. Get them both tight. Actually, not even snug. Just gotta touch them a little bit. That was all the time. They're just those two bolts. Yep. Okay, slide you down. Pinion goes in. Let me see. Is that the right? Yep. 3. Just a little bit in here. Run it in. Wipe off the excess. Farther, not all the way in yet. There we go. I can get this stuff out of here. Sure you get your stuff clean. You don't want any of that thread locker on your spur gear. flat in the right spot. Better do that. That is. Now I bump these just a smidge to get them a little bit tight. Find a shit piece of paper. Let me see. I gotta have something close. Close and easy to run in there. This one should be fine to do a piece off of. Okay. Paper trick, if you've never done it, I gotta remember to get up here. So you take a piece of paper, regular notebook paper, might be a little thin, and you slide that between your pinion and spur gears on your rigs. Roll that in there. Rolled in. And then tighten up your screws. And that will give you a almost perfect gear mesh. Now, like I say, this might have been a little too much. Ain't bad. But when you get done, your spur gear should wiggle just a little bit. You should be able to get it to move back and forth in those teeth, but not a lot. Just a little bit. That didn't work out. Something ain't right. I got a little extra stuff. Let me double this over. This feels like fairly thin paper for normal notebook paper. See what we get here. There we go. So as you can see, just a little wiggle back and forth. Hold the pinion tight. And that's good mesh. You don't want them bound right tight. So just a small strip of regular paper. This is pretty thin stuff here, so I doubled it over. But you got just regular line notebook paper, thin strip of that, slip it through, you're good to go. Okay, motor's mounted, and we're tightened. It's got us putting on the spur gear, but I'm not putting on the spur gear right now. We're going to go on to the next step, which is the housing part. Looks like this goes in here. This goes in here, like that. And why is that so far off? Oh, I got the wrong piece. That's why that's so far off. I need this one. Okay. This is the piece I need. Got the wrong piece. Had the back part. It was laying loose. Alright. And then this gets number 2 by 8 millimeters. That's a bunch of these. And I'm not going to worry about, well, let me do it this way then. I'll put a div in each one. Just a smidge in each hole. Just so there's a little bit of thread locker in there to kind of hold the screws in place. Not that they need a lot on this. So don't overdo it. These are small screws. Even though they're cap heads, they're still small. So I'm just kind of making sure I'm pushing it into the hole. Just a smidge more in this one. And okay. Get these whipped in here. Howdy, Mir. Or Meyer. However you may pronounce it. Let's see, come on. Ah, I missed the hole. I missed the line. Come on, there it goes. There it is. Now I've got it in there. These in. Hope you're having a good day. More. Loaded. So she's just a big old howl, fakey looking top. Okay, cool. Works. Get you all screwed in here. Long screws. Sixes look like they probably be alright, but these are probably all good. snugged in. Just holding a piece of plastic to a piece of metal so they don't have to be super tight. Lighter than finger tight is good enough. Okay. Next piece. Looks like it's all it is. This piece goes right back in there. Now these are going plastic into plastic, so no need for any Loctite, because Loctite will just melt out the plastic, make it soft, and then the screws will pull out. May pop on Kurt's RC. I know they're doing their live, and I may just let his go through, but not without his permission. I thought about doing it, but I didn't get hold of him, talk to him or anything, so. Wanted to get to this earlier, but too many other things going on. You went almost all the way. I think that'll work for screw orientation. And again, just screwing plastic to plastic. It's hollow shell, just for looks. So no need to go crazy. Threads are kind of tight, so they're going in pretty good. So all you need to do is just snug. Just screw them in till they're snug. It's close enough for the moment. Get them all in and almost there before you start tightening everything out. Now, this is the last one, so I'll snug this one a little bit, then go back to my first. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Get this one. Make sure now. Let's try to get them all about the same. Okay. There's all those. Now we've got this back here, right? I think that's all. All good to come off. Just cleaning off the nub. Gotta remember, you can't see nothing back there. There we go. Looks like, make sure I'm not missing anything. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. You go here. You go here. And you go on here like this. And then we have what screws? M3s by 12s. Those go there and there. Okay. Before I go too far, get a little bit of these posts. Okay. That one on. What the heck? That's the right screw. Just not quite lined up right. I need the bigger driver. So I'm not turning nothing with that one, that's why. I realized that was a M4. It says M3 by 12, but okay. So the bearing and a pin. And then looks like the small thing's 11.3 millimeters. Let me double check that. Looks like the right one here. Yep. Okay. Slip you in. Tricky spot to get to. Okay. That's in there. large gear with which pin? 37, that's this one. Oh, no, gotta be this one. It's 37.5 millimeters, yep. So you get a bearing. Or a pin. Gear. And you get dropped in there. Okay, correct. So far. Boom, boom. You get a bearing. Two by 10. That's the short one. That's right. That's that one, okay. This is one of the longer ones. This should be a 10 millimeter here. Okay. You go on there. Okay. Now you go back up there. Now, one, two, and three, yep. And that's going to be this one. All right. Now. So, M3 by 12s. They're in here. Yep, forward do. Oh, okay, I can get it right there. You guys lightly smooth. Which? By 12 millimeters. It's that one. again, you just plastic to plastic. So you know, no thread lock, and just snug with the finger knife, basically. Just make sure they're good and tight. Don't have to be over tight. Make sure everything's seated. So go together a little bit more here. There should be. So go a little bit again. There it is. Now, tighten that back up. Make sure she's good there. There we go. Okay. Now, fill a few teeth here. Okay. Work that through. Put some grease on the top gear here. And just work it down so both gears are getting well lubed. Okay. Most of the tranny. See with that 2800 in there is a nice, 1/8 inch, a little less than an 1/8 inch in between the motor and the end of the plate. Just enough room. Okay, let's see. So that's all of this. Looking out my back door. Now, so that goes in like that, right? Or does it? Yep, it must. Okay, so yep, this goes here. With bearings. Okay. Being a pain. Let's see where I'm out a little bit. I'm cockeyed a little smidge here, so I'm gonna kind of work it. Work that back out. Load this up first. That's a little pain in the ass. It's kind of like the show here. Now, which pin is that? The 8, which I got here in my hand. You go here. Now, which one goes in there? It's 13.8. That's this one. And now, this one goes here. This long pin. The 50 millimeter one. One pin. One. That one goes there. Nope, that's the right gear. Is it saying 30 tooth? This tooth. So that's a 30 tooth here. That's the 32 there. So this gear goes here. Top gear. There's that 23 there. Okay. 22 to the front out drive. Right there. Okay. Everything moved up. Just greased the gears, so I'm just turning everything to make sure it's greased and loose. Get all the gears greasy. Okay. Now let's see. Looks like this thing. Spins into this other plate. Oh boy, I hope I got the right one in there. Okay, come out. What am I missing here? All right, there's one more. It goes like that. Zoom. Boom, 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 boom. Outer cover. What's up, RC Daily? How you doing? Don't know how long you've been there. Just seeing your comment. Hopefully not too long. I don't think so. I'll look at chat a little bit. Not often enough, obviously, but doing a little assembly here. This H10 kit. Bag C, the tranny bag, and I'm just about close to being done with it. And like the other ones, you're screwing the plastic, so no Loctite. And just good and snug till everything's seated. Don't need to be hog wild. Just plastic. But you do want to seat it. Alright. You go into there. I've done everything right. So, I should get, obviously, one turn here. Oh yeah, yep. Can see it already. 2 turns. Yep. Right on. Everything looks good. Try to clean this part off. Get these little spots out on the back side here. There we go. Just had to wipe up a little bit of stuff. Alright. So there's supposed to be a shifter around here. I'm going to wait to put the top on until I take a look through the stuff and see if I can find a little shifter mechanism. Because if I can, which there should be, I was under the impression there's one here. I'm going to get it all decorated up and then put it in. In the meantime, there's a cover here I guess I can put on just to keep the crap out of it. And I'm not going to seat it, I'm just going to set it. Then I got my 4 screws here ready to go too. Alright, I'm just going to leave that at that for the moment. You back in here. Okay, everything else seems to be in good position and shape at the moment. So I guess we're on to this. So all that's on. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, all in place. So put this down here. And it gets those 3 screws in there, right? And they are 3s by 12s. Okay. more. Down, but not tight. Nice. Okay. All right. 12 here. Okay, this is a little bit of it's there. Hard to see, but it's there. Push it over just a smidge. Get it to line up. That's what it says, 12 millimeter. Seem to be threading in good, so I'm going to loosen these all up a smidge. It's a little too tight. This thing needs to move around a smidge. Like I said, leave things loose until you get everything in place. That can't be a 12. It's barely getting in there. Either that or I'm missing some kind of spacer or something in here. Although it doesn't show one. Those are for the side plates. These are probably for the cover. Nope. Nope. Aha. That goes in there. There's the optional gear cover. It's in here somewhere.
know people were talking about Josh and Matt on SVG. In their build, they said something about an error. Maybe this is it.
Let me find a 8mm.
Because that's just too long.
8mm-ish cumbersome. I know I got a couple of those in here. I think that's what it's supposed to be. What it's supposed to be. Doesn't show anything yet. So I'm presuming that it's going to go on when they mount up. So, on to the next part. M3x8. That's these. So. Okay, what are we doing here? Or a 5. So not too bad. And again, we're going into plastic. So you don't need any Loctite. Don't need to over tighten the screws. Just tight enough to be snug.
15s. Helps you get the right one to actually turn the screw. Pretty good, Mini Line. How you doing, buddy? Trying to get this bag C put together on this optic build. Getting there. Just about on the bag D. This is the last couple parts right here on bag C. Where'd you go? There it is. Should break out the electric driver. Would have been a lot faster. Pull that out, especially with a lot of these 15 millimeter screws, or 16 millimeters, 15, whatever they all are. Long ass screws to put in. What's up, yours? Y'all doing all right tonight? Are you getting ready to go out party on New Year's Eve? I'm beyond my partying age. I mean, I still party. I just don't care to go out and hang with people when I do it anymore. I peopled enough throughout my life, I think. I was a musician for about 40 years, playing live music darn near every weekend of every year with a few years off here and there. So I've had plenty of people experience in my life. So I am happy being at home, quiet, and alone if I have to be. It doesn't really break my heart anymore. Of course, it's hard to rock anyway, so not hard to break a rock, but it can be broke. Alright, let me get this, everything in place here. Okay. Yeah, ain't no partying for you either, yeah. Well, it can be, but like Josh, Harley Designs, I do have one of the pistol grip DeWalt's with the gyroscope, which also has the adjustable torque wrench. I don't have that one here. That one stays in my work bag because it's a little bit easier to use because it's pistol grip. And I also have the regular straight DeWalt. I just got it loaded up with a drill bit right now and didn't really feel like grabbing my other bit. So I could. It works great. They work good. But yeah, you do have to watch what you're doing when you're running those screws in with those things, because you will strip the damn things right out, especially in plastic. Let's see this side. You guys will catch me towards the end. I'm surprised. I actually thought this was going to take longer than an hour to build. And I've been at it for an hour and 12. Of course, not complete build all that time, so yeah, an hour. Not too bad on the tranny. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer. That's a little faster than I anticipated. Well, next bag would be the shocks. But I'm going to wait on shocks because it's getting late here. And I don't want to spend that much time on it. It's 10:30. I do have to work in the morning. Yeah, yep. H10 Optic. Yeah, I'm the same way. I spent so many years in the bar, but I'm not really quote unquote a drinker. Don't get me wrong, I can drink. I can drink with the best of them, but I'm not quote unquote a drinker. Where'd you go right there? However, yeah, I plenty of drinking. Just I'm one of those folks that no matter how much alcohol I consume, no matter how stupid falling down shit faced I get, I don't forget any part of it. Not a second. I remember everything, even when I'm being an asshole and everybody else is too. I don't have the gift of forgetting what I did when I was drunk or what other people did when they were drunk and I was drunk too. So being drunk all the time isn't exactly fun. It's alright to get a nice buzz. But yeah, I've never been much of a quote unquote drinker. I left that to my brothers and my dad. They drank plenty for everybody. Me, on the other hand, I'm a smoker. Not just cigarettes. I don't smoke cigars. I don't smoke a tobacco pipe. Unless you're talking wacky tobacco. And I'm not much of a wacky tobacco pipe guy. Pipe guy. I'll smoke a joint like no other. But now I'm getting older, even that's getting its limits. Like the Stone said, what a drag it is getting old. Because it can be. I'm feeling it, man. I am feeling it. Yeah, I think that's, well, there might have been a nub on the bottom of this that I trimmed off, not realizing it should have stayed there, but it was square, like it was on the peg and not part of the unit. I may end up taking, I got like a 3 or 4 millimeter spacer and slip it up underneath there if I have to. I don't think I have to. I think it's supposed to come up a smidge, but I'm not exactly sure. This is my very first Vanquish, so very first Vanquish build. I do have another rig that I put a Vanquish builder's kit. Links and actually I didn't even use the links, just the chassis essentially and the shock towers. Right on. I've got a Gen 8 X Red Cat. It's the only Red Cat I've had or I've gotten. Well, second now because I just bought another one the other night. I got stupid, looked at my email. Foolish me, seen the Red Cat. Well, now let me go see what they got. I'm getting a pretty good deal on going on stuff. They had their RDS, which is their RTR Rift Drift rig, on sale for $239, and their builder kit, their RDS kit, for 99 bucks. Considering I've got a servo, a motor, an ESC, the only thing I really don't have for another drift car at the moment is a gyro and a body. I went ahead and nabbed it for 100 bucks for a kit, builder's kit. It was $219 normally. I almost grabbed it a month ago at the beginning of December when it was on sale for 119 or 129. I'm like, God, that's a good deal. Now I'm gonna wait. Yeah, because I was looking at the Optic and wanted to get that, but then they turned around and dropped it. Because I've been looking at the 3 Racing D6, because I do have a 3 Racing D5RR clone rig, but I got a lot of actual 3 Racing parts on it. And I was looking at the D6 to get it, but yeah, the 100 bucks on that RDS, it's probably not as intense as the D6 is, because they did a lot of work on this new model. It looks great. But yeah, the RDS should be fun. Yeah, I don't know too many who's got the E10. It's more like a monster truck, I believe. I had an old T-Max back in the day, but I'm not much of a monster guy. But yeah, when it comes to like the spirits or drinking, I drink cream coffee, Irish cream coffee, with real Irish cream. So I use Carolyn's. It's cheap, not as cheap as it used to be. Christ, that shit's went up $9, $8 in the last 18 months. It was $11.99 in the end of 2020, 2021. It started inching up. Actually, it was $10.99 in 2018. Then it went up to $11.19 in 2020, and now it's $17.99, $18.99 a bottle. No, $17.99 a bottle. $17.99 because it's 18. No, $17.99 because it's $19.07 out the door. Okay, I kind of thought they might have been a crawler or trail rig, but I wasn't sure because again, I'm not real big on the Red Cat platform that I don't have. I know Red Cat from 10, 12 years ago when they're just getting into the RC world and new company, and they were come out in 5th scale, which was impressive. I was impressed by the fact that they didn't shy away and they came right into the market with a 5th scale rig, which is really tricky to do, especially in America, because America really isn't that kind of large scale RC atmosphere. That's mostly over in Europe where they do the big 5th scale racing and everything. So 5th scale over here in 2007, 8, 9 was around, but not very much. It got a little bit busy. HPI dropped the Baja 5B, the buggy, and that came out 2007, 2008. And when that came out, of course, that lit up, and that's when Red Cat was just coming up. But yeah, they actually came into the market with the 5th scale, so I was impressed with that. Wasn't so impressed with the rig itself or the rigs they had. I never had one, but I knew a few people that did a little, helped them on them, did a little bit of work. Market was small, the price was good, but they had some issues that was constant and continuous. So manufacturing, quality of metal was not the greatest, so a lot of bad gears in the diffs and stuff like that. They have actually improved over the last. I'm glad they're still in, man. When I got back into RC in 2020, I was looking at what was out there and went, ooh, Red Cat's still around. Let me see what they got. I wasn't overly impressed earlier, so but I'm gonna give them a look. They had actually came a long ways in the 10 years that I've been out, from 2010, basically 2012 to 2020. I got back in when COVID hit, so in 2021. When they had early lockdown, I wasn't working, nothing to do, but I should have been remodeling my house, but I was being a lazy ass. I didn't expect it to last a year and a half. I expected a couple weeks. So I didn't want to get any major projects, and every time I thought about, like, now we're going to be going back after 9 months. Anyways, that's when I got back into RC when I was sitting home. So, and my very first RC back into, it was the Red Cat Gen 8 X rig. They had the Reese servo, the Hobby Wing motor. So I figured, okay, it's Red Cat. I'll give them a shot. Price was okay at $500. A little high, but it had nice gear in it. But okay, if I don't like it, have problems with it, I can at least take the electronics, radio, and all the other parts, and then turn around and put those into a different rig. Get an axial or something else that was out at the time. 2020, there was a few things out there, obviously. But I ended up with a Red Cat, and I liked it. It did pretty good. Didn't have hardly any failures. A couple small ones. And then I started upgrading lightly as needed. And then I didn't need to really upgrade anymore, and I went half hog wild, and got it, 2/3 of the way upgraded, even though I really didn't need it. Biggest issue I had at first was the stronger steering servo, which most RTRs don't have. Instead of the 422 HD from Reese, was in the rocks, in the wheel hitting the rocks, trying to push out, starting to cause the plastic on the knuckle steering link arm to deform, and it got all twisted up and actually ended up snapping. half. I didn't break right off, so I ended up, getting knuckles. And at that time, I just bought the trio outer knuckles and the inner boxes because I figured, okay, if I'm going to be putting the metal on the outside, I better put the metal inside boxes. And if I'm adding that much weight, because they're brass, if I'm adding that much weight in the front, I better do something in the back to kind of balance it. So that's where it started. I'll be back in a second. So yeah, the Red Cat Gen 8 Axe was my first rig back in. And I still use it. Still got it. Almost sold it this summer, but didn't make a deal, and I ended up still having it. Because I got other rigs I've been started building. I went right from the Red Cat and got it, and about a month later, okay, I'm going to build something because we're not going back to work yet. So I ended up buying an SSD Trail King kit. Put that together, got it all built up, put an RC4 dry blazer body on it, so I call it a redneck blazer because it looks like somebody took a blazer, a redneck, put a blazer on a 2500 HD frame because it's a little long on the frame for the RC4 wheel drive 10th scale blazer body. They're a little bit more probably honestly 12th scale than they are 10th. But it looked perfect and it worked out great on the rig. So, all right. So I'll probably end up trying to do the shocks tomorrow when I get home. I may skip the shocks just to bypass it for the moment because I'm waiting for, let me see what that is. Oh, come on. Dude, pretty cool. You had me fooled for a minute, but it's YRUCEC. YRUSEC. YRUCEC. It's .com. They make custom stuff. They're making stuff for the H10, and they did these little spacers that you put on the front drive links that you use metal rod ends, and they also do a few other things. They got rear shock mounts, which is a little bit different, kind of raises it just a little bit, gives you a little bit of metal, got a couple wings in there. And then I also picked up the optic grill. Looks a little bit more like a Jeep style grill than the stock grill for right now, just for something to kind of throw in there. I almost threw in their inner fenders, but I got an idea what I want to do for inner fenders. So instead of buying 3D printed ones or Mr. McCrawley or whatever it is. He's making inner fenders. I seen a guy on Facebook do a option for inner fenders using a preset, or I'm sorry, a pre-patch for doing Bondo. He trimmed it, cut it, looks really good. So that's what I might do. Yeah, that's the first thing you should do with almost anything, especially on the Red Cat, because I hear their plastics and their trannies are a little on the weaker side. The Axe was a metal gear rig. That was one of the upgrades that came in, was the all metal gears in the transmission, so that was really nice. I'm actually still using, I still got stock drive shafts. Even the stock half shaft between the tranny and the transfer case. Although I popped this plastic one, so I bought the metal half shaft, but I haven't had to put it in yet. But I haven't driven the car but maybe 5 times since it popped the one time. So I haven't really driven it much in the last year and a half. 2 years maybe, because I've been driving my other rigs. And I've been really busy, so I haven't been driving much at all. Alright, so we're going to put this aside. Yeah, I think next time I'll go ahead and I can do the shocks tomorrow when I get home. Because after that's links. I actually got you doing a few other things here. Shocks. And then the first part of the drive shafts. You're doing all your drive shafts. And then all your links. And then attaching your links
to your tranny set up to the axles. Okay, yep. So shocks are, I can bypass shocks for the tomorrow and actually go into doing the axles and links and getting all that ready to the point where we get up the cage. So that's probably what I'll do tomorrow. All right. But yeah, it's been a nice little build, going real easy. I haven't had no problems yet. Of course, I'm upgrading as I go with a lot of the parts. I painted the front ram metallic metal. I'm going to give it another coat. I got to get clamps so I can put the clamps on yet. I got those coming from H10 metal clamps. Of course, when they release the metal knuckles, I'll get those. These are metal Curry branded housings. Reese Raw 800 low profile servos. And I say servos because I'm doing 4-wheel steer for those coming in. So I got 2 front axles actually. This one has a brass servo mount on it. So it's a little heavier, a little bit more weight bias for the front. And this one's just got the stock servo on it. I might buy an aluminum one. For servos, especially something this strong, probably should put it in aluminum. So I'll probably buy an aluminum servo mount. I think Vanquish makes one, or will. I know other companies do. But I'll wait for Vanquish because this is my first Vanquish build, so I figured I'll put the Vanquish gear into it, or as much as possible. I got a few other non-Vanquish items, and a little bit of H-Tech here and there, and a couple other items here and there. But I figured I'd build it mostly with Vanquish in the critical positions. So we got Vanquish housings. This is not a Vanquish. This brass, obviously, this is aftermarket. There's a couple companies making them. There's one manufacturer and 20 companies selling it. I found most people are wanting. I see Mias has the same thing. I don't know if Mias is making them and selling them or just putting their brand on them, which I suspect, because everybody else's right now currently has one out. It's unbranded. Looks exactly like the Mias unit, except the Mias has the Mias logo on it. That's the only difference. They look exactly the same. So I'm presuming everybody, but look around eBay. Most of the time, these are 26 to 30 bucks. I found it on eBay for under $18, free shipping. It took about a week to get here, maybe 12 days. But that was all right. I was waiting for other things anyways. So yeah, I figured with my first optic kit, I'll kind of give it the love. Put you in there, put you in there. And this can go up for now. You and you can come back in here. Put my tools away till later. All that in there. You can go back in here. That for a minute. And then back over here. So yeah, it's easy to get carried away upgrading these damn things, man. They can get upgraded quick. Here, let me flip to the other. Now that I'm pretty much done on there, come on here. So yeah, I'm an old bastard. Well, I'm not. I just look like I am. But I'm 58. Some people would say that's old. I still feel 25. My body still is about 45. But not me. So anyways, figured I'd jump on. Like I said earlier at the start of this video, I was going to record this whole thing, this optic build in sections, modify it, edit the video, then upload it. But did my first front axle, the front one with the brass mount. I built that on a video earlier. Started looking at software, started editing, and yeah, I tried a couple of them. They're not that easy to use. It's not going to be a real quick, kind of wanted to kind of speed up through some parts. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to do. I got to figure it all out. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna go back, start doing live recordings, and do it that way. And I'll try to edit this video and get it up. I'll probably just upload it in its entirety. It's an hour and 55 minutes, so I'll probably upload that in its entirety and get it going. But gentlemen, thanks for hanging out and checking in. It's 10:53. I do have to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I still got to take care of a couple things around here yet tonight. An hour's worth of shit to do, so I should get out of here so I can turn around and get done so I can hopefully be in bed by midnight. So thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Checking in. Hit that like button. If you can, subscribe. That would be great. Appreciate that. And I'll subscribe back if I can. I'll try to remember everybody and come in and check new subscribers. And I try to subscribe back and get it. I got some people I got to go back and catch up on, though. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. And I will talk.